Hey all, and welcome to the second episode of Paint Like a Pro in 30 minutes. I'm painting another bookmark today with Kaush Paints itself. In this very first few sessions where I'll be painting my bookmarks, I won't be talking much about the mixing of paint or I will actually be talking about, but I won't be showing much because it is little easy to grasp from what you hear, because there are many other videos out there, or maybe in a different video I can show how I have been scooping my paints on my paint brushes, because it is pretty simple. And you have seen several other paintings where you use two different colors on your paintbrush, different shades. For example, here I am using the sap green and the lemon yellow without having them mixed previously, so that I can get a texture when I uh, that apply both the paints on my paper. So yeah, so this is how it is. And if you want a blended shade, a different shade which is a fusion of both the colors, that is sap green and lemon yellow, you have to pre-mix it in your palette. That is how gouache paint works. You can't just layer one shade on top of another to get a different shade, because gouache is very opaque. And sometimes when you have diluted the paint too much and used it, gives you a totally disastrous result when you're trying to mix it on the paper. That is what my experience tells. But you can try it on your own, and if you come out with a different idea about mixing gouache paints on paper, while painting, you can definitely comment below. And here I am using the sap green and the white, and I have the paints a little diluted because I want a very flowy movement of my brush. I'm just building up a thick bunch of leaves, and it's a very simple floral painting. Again, as I told, that in the series of Paint Like a Pro in 30 minutes, I will be painting mostly florals. And what is the advantage of the series is, what I feel is, you will get to know how to paint more from your own idea, from your own intuitive guidance. And take a reference, definitely take a reference, but don't just copy it just the way it is in your reference. And that is how professional painters do. They don't copy the I can't stress it enough. I have told this before in my previous video also. I am using a blow dryer to dry the leaves, the bunch of leaves. And I really love the beautiful texture that has come up. Okay, I was telling about um, taking a reference and yet not replicating it as is. Making very detailed oriented painting, uh, it makes it look real and beautiful as well. But never forget to add your own personal artistic touch, and that's where you become a professional painter. So I think I have disclosed the secret of being a very professional painter in the very first episode itself. But anyway, if you're loving this journey already from my first and my second episode, definitely stay in tuned with this beautiful journey with me. And of course, if you are visiting this channel for the very first time, do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a new update on my YouTube channel. that will also help me as well as other artists to figure my channel out more easily. Yeah, so I was telling, what was I telling? Sometimes I really lose track when I'm all the while talking, and I'm okay. So let's talk about the brush that I'm using. Okay, so I am using uh, Artisil brush and Camlin, sorry, not Camlin, Faber-Castell brushes. Faber-Castell brushes and Artisil brushes majorly for this painting. I'm using a thinner on the thinner side, a round brush on the thinner side, and a rigger brush. Of course, rigger brush, you know, it is of course it is very long haired and flexible jiggly kind of hairs it has. I really love rigger brushes. It is basically used in calligraphy, I feel, but artists really love, even gouache painters love rigger brush a lot, because gouache paints specially work very beautifully with rigger brushes. I don't know if it is my thought, but I have felt that. And here, as you have just seen, I just added my yellow uh, without taking it on the palette, mixing with water. You know what the disadvantage of this will be? This will end up the paint cracking after it dries considerably. So the paint will crack. The thick layer of yellow which I have applied, it is unlike acrylics or oil paint, which you know, after drying becomes like a texture. If you have just applied a thick scoop of paint on the surface, in case of acrylics or oils, it just dries into a thick patch of lumpy paint, and it doesn't crack. But in you know because the transport media in gouache is essentially water, it lets the paint crack after it dries. If you have seen your gouache paint on your palette, then you will know. Anyway guys, my painting is done. See you. Bye bye. Please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends.